closing the week up 4.6K. All right, guys, happy new week. Today is Monday. It is pretty much market close right now. Can I flip? It is market close. I ended up taking no trades today. I'll show you guys why, but I don't really feel like even going too deep into why I didn't trade today. It was honestly just disgusting price action. So the only two targets I saw were, since we're still near all-time highs, I was targeting this internal high and all-time highs, but it did also make sense for us to try and short because we were about 180 points from all-time highs. But looking how price is moving last week, 180 point move is honestly not a far push to target. But you can see this is 1030 right over here. So market open was this down candle right over here. But this is pretty, and this is the 5-minute, guys. Consider this too. So we open right over here. We delivered lower into this hourly gap, held it by a tick, reacted out. I was looking for something off that idea, but looking at where ES was at the exact same time, ES was way higher up. So where was this flip? So right around 10 a.m., ES was moving lower, NQ was moving higher. So really simple reason to not even trade today. Both pairs were extremely uncorrelated. And yeah, other than that, just the fact that we had the uncorrelation from NQ and ES was a perfect sign to not even trade. On top of that, no news Monday. You can expect not great delivery. We had a massive pump through Asia session. There you go, another reason not to trade. So yeah, I really don't know what else to tell you guys other than the fact is avoided a bunch of losses that you could have taken today, all due to the fact of just analyzing the markets, making sure, looking at the fact, are NQ, ES moving together? No. So yeah, no trades today. As I said, there was so many people that end up losing today, and I avoided every single one of those losses just because I was able to identify that NQ and ES both were not moving in the same direction. So yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow because there's generally nothing else to say today. Okay, guys, day 2. It is now Tuesday. Pretty much, again, market closed. I hope those car noises don't really affect it, but we ended up break even on the day. I think we had really clear targets today. It was really obvious where we were gonna move. I just ended up fading the wrong setup. I took a lower probability setup, but it's okay because either way we were break even. So this is what I saw going into the day. You can see we had a massive fucking sell-off all through Asia session. We sold off 470 points. So what I think the new method is, you stop sleeping, you trade Asia session, because every dude I saw that stays up like 2, 3, 4 a.m. caught this right over here. So while I was sleeping good, enjoying myself in my sleep, I was missing out on generational shorts. Anyways, what you can see, our next targets going lower were an unfilled hourly gap and also new day opening gap. So 2 really strong draws. So let's see what we got into market open. So this was market open right over here. We ended up dumping sort of off market open about 100 points. And then we bought up another 100 points or even more, because considering from this low, we bought up about almost 180 points. So once we had this massive flip off market open, I was like, okay, maybe we're not going to deliver lower. I'm not going to long after we sold 470 points. That's just generally retarded. So I was looking for either we continue lower or I am just off for the day. And we ended up displacing, where was it? Right over here. Yeah, this is where I was starting interest. I had showing interest for shorts. I see that we open up this 5-minute gap right over here. That's when I scaled down to the 1 minute. I'm just going to pause this real quick. I don't want to... Okay, so we open up a fresh 5-minute gap. Next thing I see is, okay, we have a 5-minute gap. All I want to see is some displacement out. Now thinking about it, I could have also tried eliminating the gap, but I didn't. So my entry should have been right over here. This is what I should have taken, not would have, I should have taken, was something like this. And you can see that it does end up playing out really clean. But I was like, man, this is a really weak reaction, honestly. But looking back, as I said, this is a really good trade. I had my conditions set. I'm like, okay, we have a 5-minute gap. All I want to see is some displacement. I'm in. But I faded myself like a fucking idiot. So next trade I took was down to the new week opening gap. I see we hold this gap. Okay, maybe I get something nice out of here. Gonna play it. I enter right over here. Idea was simply we should continue lower. It's a really strong draw. I really like this trade idea. Again, this was also, some people like using magnet theory, where price is really close to a draw. It means we should go to it. All I think is if we have really strong volume, great displacement, which we obviously do, we should just continue flushing, or most likely I will just get break even. And boom, we end up getting break even, taken by a tick, pretty much break even on the entire day. So yeah, that is what I took today. As I already mentioned, I probably should have just taken the first trade. Let me just show you guys, by the way. We are also trying out Tradecopia today. This is the P&L. Ended up down a bit on the day just because of slippage, but yeah, nothing too important. As I mentioned, I should have probably just taken the first trade. That first 5-minute gap tap was really clean, but I faded myself, so obviously a learning experience there. This was the trade for me to obviously take. This would have been a massive trade, almost 67-point trade. Nice. So yeah, obviously I did journal about everything that I did. The reason the first trade was good right over here. If you want to pause and read that part, literally explain the exact same thing. Price opened up a gap, conditions were met, steer clear break even point with strong draws lower. I should have taken the trade. Not probably, this was the trade to take. So yeah, it is what it is at this point. Markets are closed pretty much. Well, closed for me. I locked my accounts out, but yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. But tomorrow is also FOMC, so I don't know if we are going to trade. Most likely will be a no trade day. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay, chat. It is Thursday, 2:20 p.m. We had a really good day today. Let me show you guys the P&L on the trade sinker. So 4 accounts, as you can see, ended the day about $3,000 of profit. Nice. So now I'll show you guys pretty much what I saw going into the day. So you can see that overnight we had a huge sell-off. We sold off aggressively about 430 points. Okay, so let me show you guys actually what happened. This is really interesting. I've never seen this happen before. So Asia session expands 410 points to the upside, taking all-time highs, and then sells off overnight 450 points. But then we bought back up 400 points. So we literally went up, down, about 1.5% 3 times. So really interesting to see. But anyways, this was market open, pretty much pre-market. You can see that we obviously did buy back up. So when we're near all-time highs, the only viable thing to do is long. The only thing I'm looking for is higher price. And obviously, honestly, I wasn't looking to target the full all-time high because again, the all-time high got swept and we started rejecting lower. So I was going to target just an hourly wick, something here right before all-time highs. Safer to do, won't get edged and ran to break even more doing that. So I was looking for higher price, but I mean, you already see my execution. So pretty much market open, ended up ripping way lower. I think this was like a 100-point dump, one candle. 150 points we dumped right off market open. So I was like, okay, clearly we are not at all-time highs anymore if we can continue dumping. So what I was doing was just waiting for price to get some sort of decent retrace on. Earlier over here, I was looking at this 1-minute entry with this 1-minute candle close so low that I was like, okay, this is pretty, I'm like, what? So I was thinking of taking also this trade, like a trade around this area to the exact same target I had, but this 1-minute candle closed way too strong. We had a 35-point candle. You can see that from this candle, I would have been break even in 6 points. So I was like, okay, break even's way too close. I'm not going to take that. So I was just waiting for price to tell me what it wants to do on the 1 minute. We deliver higher. Over here, we created a 3-minute gap, which was the highest time frame gap we had. 5-minute had not formed anything yet. 3-minute was the highest time frame that had a really decent gap. This gap was 36 points-ish. Anyways, we had a really nice gap. We had internal lows as well created right over here. So all I was waiting for was a retrace with a good reaction out. Hold the gap, perfect, boom, boom. Entry was right over here. Enter this with 1 mini, targeting 38 points. And this plays out in less than like 20 seconds. Oh my God, it rips. And the funny thing is, I could have probably closed somewhere over here, but so right as that closed, I was looking trade sinker, and then this count closed, but these ones were already floating. I was like plus 900, plus 1,000. So I started spamming. I started spamming flat and all, but I guess it didn't want to close those higher any profit. So pretty much ending the day $3,000. Really beautiful trade. And you can see we caught almost the low of the day. As you see, we started reacting higher. Blah, 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 blah. I'll show you guys. We ended up flipping again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I did also see a lot of people end up getting burnt shorting to this lower over here, this lower low. But the reason I decided not to short this was we did have this new day opening gap, which we filled and flipped higher. We also had, so the low was another 100 points away. So my thought process was if we took this new day opening gap out overnight and flipped higher, I really doubt that we're going to take it another third time this area and continue lower. I thought that this would be the lowest point. I did mark it out because if we did displace lower, yeah, I'd take it, but I wasn't going to target any lower than my trade. Like as you guys saw with the trade over here, I could have held some crazy 4.2R trade, but again, is it worth me taking this much risk on the chance of having such a small stop? This trade most likely wouldn't play out. So I decided not to be greedy, take the trade where I was, just take my points, get off for the day. And when was this? Like 10:15, super early. I was okay, I'm great, I'm happy with that. So yeah, really simple day. Longs also did end up playing, longs did end up making sense after we got that strong flip, but as I mentioned, done for the day. Really happy with how I executed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. It is Friday, and also new month. Oh my God. So it is also the first day of a new month. I'm going to take that into consideration. Most likely won't be trading tomorrow, but yeah. All right. Happy Friday, guys. End of the week. So it is 5:50. So the markets are obviously closed. I ended up taking no trades today. And honestly, I was going into the session. Pretty much I already knew that I wasn't going to trade. I was already up fat on the week. And I was like, there's no point in me really even trying to force a trade or look for a trade today. It's Friday, considering I already know Fridays are lower probability. I tend to not even trade Fridays most times anyways. And also it is the first of the month. Today is May 1st. You guys obviously saw that. It is, you know yourself, it's May 1st. So being the first day of the month and also a Friday, I did not want to take a loss at all. So I already knew going today I'm not going to take a trade, but I still decided to hop on the charts because I still want to watch price. Even though I'm not trading, every day still is a learning opportunity. So even if I'm not going to trade, I'll still like glance at price every once in a while. If there's like some sort of setup, I'll forward test it just to have a look. And I did end up forward testing today, but yeah, no trades. And oh my God, like I just like you can see why there also would be a reason not to trade today. So 9:30 a.m. was right over here. So we closed 9:30, we wicked down about 10 points, and then we shot up 130 points right in the span of 5 minutes. So all of New York session, this was up until 11 a.m., was literally just a straight bull run. This was the 5 minute. You can see there's literally no entry. So after price clearly rips past all-time high, so anywhere after Asia high was the all-time high. Once you rip past the all-time high, there are no more targets. So all you're doing during all-time high is waiting for price to go up, pullback, long. But you can clearly see there was literally no pullbacks to fucking happen right here. Nowhere to pull back. The only trade I saw that I ended up forward testing on was this 1 minute long. Just this 1 minute gap tap over here playing. You can play whatever you want. I usually aim for around 1.5R on the trades if I am going to like take a trade in all-time high. And as you see, this trade edges your stop loss by almost a point, goes up, takes your internal high and break even. So the only trade I saw today would have been a break even anyways. So completely forget about that. And let me just show you so you can, other than that trade, there's realistically nowhere you could have traded. There was this one pullback, this second pullback, and they're both super tiny pullbacks. Like this pullback was 20 points, but that's not a lot of points considering we just pumped 100 points. Anyways, sorry for all this fucking yap. There was nowhere price could pull back. We just kept running, and then we just chopped around, and delivery was super slow midday. We had midday delivery after this point over here. But you can see price end up slowing down. I mean, this was a 30-point wick. How much was this one? This was like a 33-point 15-minute candle when we were getting 30-point candles on the 1 minute right about like an hour ago. So price obviously did slow down. There was no reason to trade. And I already knew that going into the day. So recap on the week. We are up fucking fat. So I'm really happy with how my performance has been this week. We were staying super patient. And as I can see, it ends up paying off. Tuesday, we end up getting break even and sure, $50 loss. Who cares? 1.5 Wednesday, 3.1 Thursday, ending the week up 4.6K. Maybe that makes it better. Yeah, so we're ending the week about 4.6K across the accounts. Great first start to the funded accounts. Great start to the accounts. Great end of April and also a great start of May. We have set ourselves up so nice for May. And yeah, unfortunately, we don't have max allocation. I don't have the 5 accounts I wanted because one of them got absolutely cooked by TradeSyncer, but it is what it is. I'm obviously not going to frown about it. I'm not going to, keep crying about an account that I lost. At this point, that is what it is. It was what it was. Nothing we can do about it other than trade. And that's what we did exactly today, this week. Had our heads locked in, just trading, executing to how I can. And I'm so happy with this week. And I really do hope that this continues on to the next week. Now, I also want to show you guys that my Discord link in bio over here, you can see we are getting active up in here. Free chat is also going up. And also, by the way, as I showed you guys, I call out every single one of the trades I took this week in my Discord. I showed right here my entry for that long I took overnight. And I'm showing you guys at 1:50 a.m. when I closed the trade, exactly how when I closed it. And also the trade I took yesterday. Right there you go with execution marks, P&L. Everything I'm posting is in my Discord. I'm really trying to get this Discord to grow. If you guys have any questions, you can always ask in my Discord chat, in the questions chat. I'm answering everyone. You can see I don't give people blank, stupid answers. I gave this guy a bunch of my time. I'm giving you guys so much value in this Discord. If you have any questions to ask me, Discord link is in bio. And thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.